My setup episode number 246, recorded live on July 16th, 2017. My name's Matt Philly. You can follow me on Twitter at Matt Philly. That's producer Tom. Check him out on Twitter at Thomas Philly. How you doing, Tom?
Doing great.
Doing great. Man of very few words.
Very few words.
Very few. Hey, before we get into what's going to be an insane episode, seriously, everybody scored at least an 82 or higher, and they're all teenagers, so it's a really, really cool, unique episode. But before we get into that, let's take a quick word from today's sponsor. This episode of Pimp My Setup is sponsored by Wikitude. Wikitude is the world's leading augmented reality SDK with a community of 100,000 developers. Wikitude was elected 2017's best AR tool by the Augie Awards. Wikitude just released their new SDK. There are so many new features, but the main ones you need to know about are object recognition, recognizing images from a far distance, and recognizing multiple targets. Wikitude has improved and enhanced their SLAM technology. Now you can go around your object in 360. Before, it was only viewable in 180. To see more new features, check out their website. You can get a free trial of Wikitude's SDK 7 by clicking the link down below in the description. Alright, so let's not waste any more time and hop into the first setup of the day, submitted by Ron, 17 years old. He was on episode 137. This was his setup on episode 137. It's probably like bringing you back the good old days. You're like, damn, I remember that. Yeah, custom made shelves, desk, things like that. Really not a lot changed in terms of what you're seeing on the wall. That Nike shelf, all the different drinks, that's all the same. All of the changes are really going to be right around that monitor. So just kind of take a mental snapshot right now. Look around what he's got. Very, very simple. Not a lot going on. Now, I don't know about you. Before we even go to the next photo, Tom, were you a fan of the whole cans on the wall kind of shit?
I actually kind of like it. I mean, it's unique. I don't think anybody's really done it before like this extreme.
Yeah.
And I just like how everything's like organized, like the way it is, like the red cans are together and every color just pops. I like it.
Yeah. And I think you did a good job with at least alternating colors, keeping brands together. So it is unique. It is cool. I would really like to know what you guys think in terms of, is this something that you think is unique enough? It's cool, it's a good theme, and a lot of people, actually, one funny comment, Zem Vampire said that's like $7 in the recycling center. That's actually pretty funny. Anyways, here it is, new photos. Bam! He completely upgraded every little bit of technology on his actual desk portion. If you go to the next photo, it's kind of the same shot that we saw in the beginning. So the Nike stuff, which I'm not a huge fan of, the whole box situation on the left side there, that's still the same. And then the actual cans and all that, still just about the same. Hopefully he actually cleans them out and everything. It doesn't just like, okay, let's put it on.
Another one to the collection.
99 cans on the wall, take one down. I don't know what the thing is, but take one down, pass it around. Okay, so, and then we also get the under desk photo. Under desk looks great. It's actually, at first it tripped me out because the circle down below that has no fill, it's just like the stroke. It thought like I thought it was a cable for a second. I was like, ha 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 ha, it's not. But yeah, when I look at this far back photo, I'm just like, damn, that's pretty good. But I think you kind of overdid it, and this is not a bad thing. You overdid it in the sense where, wow, you have so many cool things now that maybe this desk isn't really gonna be usable long term. And the reason I say is because, first off, the fake plants, they got to go. But when you put down the speakers and stuff like that, it becomes an issue with, now you have your PC on top of the desk as well. Now you have your headphone stand on top of the desk. You have so many things where it's almost like, whoa, I don't know if you have enough space for this. And it becomes a little cramped, a little too much. Had you, I guess maybe your room is just, it kind of ends over to that right side. I can't really tell.
Yeah.
But if you had a separate piece, not necessarily your desk, like maybe a drawer or something to put the computer on, that would alleviate some space. You could, get some isolation pads or something for the speakers, so it kind of brings them up a little bit. Take off the plants, I think that helps a lot. Put the headphones underneath the desk mounted, that would help a lot. And that's really what it comes down to, is just kind of like taking what you have and condensing it a little bit, keeping all the stuff, but condensing in, the placement and so on and so forth. But that's not going to take away from the fact that it's awesome. You have some really great upgrades for sure. I mean, if we go back to the original photo again, you could just tell it was the great size. It was a great layout for your shelf layout, because now you have to think part of the shelves are being covered by the PCs and all that different stuff. So that is a little bit of an issue, but it's not insanely overwhelming. It's not the end of the world. I think he even emptied some of the shelves with all the cans. So it works. It's great. It's nice, but I do think it's a little tight. That's basically what I would say. So really nice though. I like it. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Was this definitely a worthwhile upgrade or not?
Definitely with the peripherals. Yeah, he's got like a new monitor, new everything. So I think that's nice to upgrade all that stuff. You know, everything else I think is cool and unique. So
yeah, faux shizzle. Anyways, yeah, a lot of people are saying, I don't know with the speakers. Oh, you're already on next side. Go back. People are like, I don't know with the speakers. He might actually knock all those cans off. I think someone made the same exact joke in the last time he was on. Yeah. Except now he actually has bigger speakers. But anyways, let's go to the next setup submitted by Cubby. Cubby16 likes comics and other nerdy things. And he also makes YouTube videos, but he didn't say his YouTube channel. So how am I supposed to shout you out, home slice? But yeah, you know, underneath photo, we'll just start there. Weirdest trash can in the world. Looks almost like a vase or something. Or I'm sorry, a vase. All right, if that's the pop of color you want to go with, then congratulations, you did it. This is one of the few setups we're going to see a lot of different like random boxes. Not sure what's in it, what the point is, but when you go to the previous photo, it's just kind of like, oh, there's some boxes on there, you know, like it would look a little bit better with that gone. But here's the main thing, you know, you get overwhelmed looking at the wall, the pop vinyls, the comics, the figurines, really awesome. Personally, I think the layout of everything kind of makes no sense. I think you could have done a much better job. This could be probably because maybe it was, you know, done over time. So like you add this, you add that, and you're like, ah, shit, you know, it'd be a lot of work to like undo and redo and so on and so forth. But, you know, the Marvel poster behind the computer, that just doesn't make any sense at all. So if I was you, if you're going to be here long term, first, I would just empty the whole room because there's just like a lot of miscellaneous shit, especially on the desk. It's overkill, and I'll get to that in a second. But if you took everything off the wall, yeah, it'd be a bitch. Yeah, you'd have to like cover it up and blah, 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 spackle. But if you really figure everything out, put it on the wall properly, it'll look 10 times better. That's just what I think. But as far as the desk, I wouldn't say take everything off and put it back in a better arrangement. I would say, no, take it off and only put back some of it. You know, the two old consoles, yes, you still probably use them, but my God, that sandwich is insanely fat. It's taking up a lot of room. It could definitely go elsewhere. Not a huge fan of that. You can mount stuff underneath. You can get storage underneath that can hold it. That will be way better. You just have so much stuff under the monitors and whatnot. And having the PC there, like also I think the PC being white, I feel like doesn't fit. He's a black on everything and then he's got this bright white computer. So I feel like this could all be fixed stuff. Super simple. I don't really think that there's a lot that needs to be changed in terms of like upgrades and stuff like that. I think it's really just decluttering and all of a sudden you have a much better setup. Monitor arrangement's a little odd, but they're all different, so it's not really a good solution for that. The piece of wood for mounting the monitor stand could just be painted black, call it a day, you won't even see it. And then, yeah, I really think that's all it is. What would you say when you look at this?
Yeah, like you said, it's very cluttered around the wall and all that. You got a lot of cool stuff. Like, I would dig this room if it was placed properly and all that. Like, that shelf above has so much stuff on it. Like, it's insane. Like, it's probably a lot of cool stuff that like means a lot to you, but the way it's displayed seems very, very crowded. But yeah, like you said, just declutter and you're good. I mean, you have a cool setup. So
earthquake.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, like one little like shake on the wall, I feel like all that stuff would fall down.
And they're all so small, like that. I don't know. Anyways, let's go to the next setup submitted by Stefan. Now, if you remember seeing this, you're an OG because this was on episode number 46. He's 19 years old, used setup for gaming and listening to music, but I'm pretty sure he's in a complete new place now, a new bachelor's pod. But I just remember looking at this and being like, buddy, Betty, the fuck? Like, you look at it and it's the most flat monitor arrangement you'll ever see with bezels fatter than your mom. Because really, how do you use that? Plus, it was the screens were off. Now we do see power coming out of them and stuff, but I just remember making fun of them and being like, "Come on, man, we don't even know what that shit works." So, yeah, just it was a no from me. But he moved and he was like, "All right, yeah, I'm gonna do it now," and he did it. So here we go. Check it out. It's completely different feel, layout. You know, I still feel like the monitors are kind of flat. You know, especially when they're big triple monitors. You guys know I'm kind of going away from the whole I love triple monitor thing because just honestly, it doesn't really work unless you really need it for the workflow. And these are too damn big and too damn flat to really get that full visibility from it. That's just kind of what I feel like. So if those were tilted in a little bit, you can really, you know, otherwise you got to be like,
it's got slight curvature to the monitors too, which kind of helps.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. The biggest thing that helps this guy, and really, same in the last setup, the wool. You know, it's this texture, it's different, it adds dimension, and seriously, I look at the comments when it first popped up on the screen and people are like, oh my god, I love the wall. And plus having a cool wallpaper, it's really, and this is why I tell people all the time, when you're taking photos for Pimp My Setup, dress to impress, because if you put an epic colorful wallpaper, you know, you have a really cool texture, you have really good lighting, you take it at a good angle. I don't know what he was like falling down as he's taking the photo. I don't know what's going on there, but it's seriously, you take it at the right spot, the right angle, the right time, the right lighting, the right little knickknacks and stuff, it makes the setup look 20,000 times better. Had these monitors been off, had the lighting been a little bit darker, I'm telling you, people would have definitely had different opinions. But here he is, doing a good job, really utilizing beautiful textured wallpaper. And his desk is gorgeous. The frame's different, unique. I like it. You know, it's not something we've seen. The speakers, maybe overkill? Probably, yeah, I'm going to say overkill, but he says he likes listening to music, so shit, I mean, that's how you're going to do it. But, you know, like everything, there's critiques that need to be made. There's nothing on the desk. That's extremely boring. I mean, you literally have your audio interface, keyboard, mouse, and that's it. You know, there's nothing. There's no theme. There's no life. This, I look at this and I'm like, this guy produces music. Or, you know, even then, you're missing a lot of accessories to do that. And you don't do it, so that explains it. But I mean, like, if I had to look at this and assume, I'd be like, the fuck does this guy do? Like, does he even, I don't know, you sit there with no soul, you're like, but, you know, the PC there too, I think better opportunity to put it elsewhere, display it a little bit nicer. It's a good looking PC. Don't just put it on the floor. Headphones, mount it underneath. Get a slick ass, you know, get something that matches the metal frame for your legs and make that into a headphone stand. Do something. You gotta add a little bit to it. That's just how I feel. A lot of people are saying they don't like where the speakers are. They think it's a little too far out, but I think with these like studio monitors, you have them loud. I don't think it really makes much of a difference. They do look like they go closer to the wall.
I kind of wish he had like a TV above, where, because you know he has the bed right there, and like the speakers would plug up to the TV, and like nice. That would be so cool.
Yeah, you're watching like, you know, Netflix before bed. You're like,
yeah, it's the best.
Yeah, so I do like it. I do think it's really, really cool. But it's lacking still, personally. I mean, it just looks like you just started.
Yeah.
You know? Okay, someone's playing... that's Selena Gomez, I think.
I don't know.
You guys can't hear it, but it's... Man, that song brings me back. Yeah, you guys can't hear it, so that's really stupid. Anyways, next setup submitted by Ethan. Now, Ethan here is 16. He's set up for making YouTube videos. Check him out, Darkset Ninja. What's funny about this, just keep the name Ethan in mind for the final setup of the day, because it's really funny. But anyways, this setup I think is really cool. He's got himself a ring light right behind his monitor. So he's obviously a streamer, does YouTube like I just said. He pops that on. He's got his webcam dead center. So basically, great lighting. He's going to look really so good, man. Part of it is being covered, so maybe the monitor's getting set on fire. No, I'm just kidding. But... Man, acoustic foam. It looks like you were a little drunk when you did it, even though you're only 16. You don't think so?
Not really. I don't. It's not really noticeable unless you get like oh yeah, this one's not perfectly even. Oh man, this sucks, dude.
It's just like the middle, because what you're supposed to do, and he didn't do it. Right above the ring light, you see how two tiles have the same orientation? You're supposed to rotate so they're different each way, and it makes it look like it doesn't matter if you don't line it up perfectly. But I thought it was interesting. You know, of course, people, here we go. Everyone in the comments like, you know, the phone doesn't actually do anything. It's just strictly business. Okay? So, it's not going to do anything, but I'm sure he wanted it more for the looks. And I do think it adds a little bit to it. It looks good. do you think it worked nicely having the posters like that, or you think it would have been better to just...
No, I like the posters like that. It kind of like meshes together kind of in a way. And it's got like a cool little like, I don't know what that, like a pole underneath it. It's like a different type of frame like that people don't really use. Usually use the black frames. This guy has a little like flag kind of thing. I don't know what to call that. It's like a little bar.
Oh, yeah. It's like, well, I know what they're yeah, they roll out
like banners.
What's the word? Yeah, someone will tell us in the chat. There's a specific word for it, but yeah, I think when you look at the setup, it is really nice. It is really simple. You know, it's lagging a little bit here and there. We don't see, you know. Well, I think maybe with the speakers being where they're at, it's fine. But you can make it visually more pleasing if you were to like. I don't know. The problem is he's got so many little small things: the Echo Dot, the USB hub, scroll. Get it? Elder Scrolls. Get it?
Yeah.
Get it? Because it literally says Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
Oh! I mean, that's actually, honestly, common sense. I don't know how we didn't think of that, but anyways, I just feel like all the things are so small, so it makes the speakers look a little bit odd, but it's fine. It's fine. You know, the cable management as well. I want to give him props for how he handled everything. He could have tried to go down the leg and disguise it a little bit more, but he's like, nah, dude, it's easier just to go straight down, and he managed the cables. So again, it's okay to see the cables as long as they're managed. So he did a great job with that. Necessarily speaking, PC, is it in the best leg spot? Nah, not really. I think it could have gotten away with putting it where the garbage can is, and then putting the garbage can where the PC is, because it's a little bit smaller. But I guess if you want to see into it a little bit, you just do what you got to do. You know, the game rack is cool. Are they supposed to be that spaced out? That's just weird.
I feel like, yeah, he probably doesn't have enough games to have like that, so he's probably spacing out until he puts more games.
Because you could put more in there, right?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, because that'd be kind of underwhelming. But, you know, it's cool. It's simple. It's not going to be, like, life-changing, but it's still good. You know, it's a nice setup, so... Yeah. Any final thoughts?
I wish he had the green foam, whatever. Like the foam,
black and green.
Yeah, because that'd be cool. But I don't know if the green comes in that green, that LED.
Green's green.
Green. Yeah, but that'd be a cool little addition if you're going for that green theme.
Yeah, it adds more. I always say this, but it adds more depth.
Yeah.
Because right now it's just a flat kind of wall.
Yeah.
Also get some spotlights for the scrolls. Really pimping out. But anyways, all right. Next set of the day, submitted by Dustin 16. You set up for video editing and gaming. His YouTube channel is Sentegi. I don't fucking know. So, man, this setup, definitely interesting. Again, another setup that has almost nothing on the desk, kind of a little underwhelming, but if that's what you want, you know, go for it. Again, this is an opinion show. Nothing I say is factual. Well, a lot of shit I say is factual, but, you know, a lot of it is my opinion, and, of course, you do what you want to do. You submit to get your setup critiqued. People are aware. So, soundbar being up there, I mean, sure, I guess that's the center because you still have the left and right, but I don't know. I don't like. I think soundbars are cool when they're under the monitor because that kind of makes a little bit more sense. But I don't know.
I just don't like seeing that little wire just going up. It just looks just weird.
Yeah. I mean, the thing for me is I feel like this speaker system doesn't make sense. Like Tom said with the previous setup, had there been a TV up above and his bed was on the opposite side, it would have been like, oh yeah. But here, we don't know if his bed's over there. Even if it is, he's not watching TV off his little monitor every night, you know? So, do you really need that? Because, like, really, you're sitting in front of it. You're not really getting the best sound. I don't know. Personally, I'm just like, meh.
Yeah, they're not even that, like, cool looking, if I'm being real. They're used for, like, home theater setups, not, like, a setup.
Yeah, a single monitor setup, you know? You look under the desk, though, he's got his Xbox mounted, he's got his headphones underneath, his laptop, PC. You know, cable management's pretty good under the desk. You know, we see the cables, they're managed, they look like they're doing what they gotta do. The PC looks great, but do you like where that is?
I think it's fine. I don't think it's, like, intrusive on his leg space and all that.
Well, in that photo, it doesn't look like it, but don't you think in the previous, it looks, like, closer than it really is?
I guess it does, but I think he's sitting more, like, over here, like, instead of, like, you know, being on that little curve, so where it wouldn't be, you know, in the way of his legs. But maybe if he spreads his legs out, he'll touch it, but
yeah,
I think he knows where to put it. He's been using the setup for a while or something like that.
What's with why do people do that with their desk? Like, why do desk manufacturers like this little zigzags? We're gonna change it.
Yeah, I always wonder what that would be for. I guess for like little
pushing into your rib cage so you could die.
Yeah, a little push to the rib cage. That's all.
Also, people are saying PC on carpet, but it looks like it's on stands, and I don't know if that's built into the case, but it looks like it's up.
Yeah.
Of course, no matter what you say, people always have heart attacks when you talk about their shit. But anyway, because Tom already jumped to the photo before I was ready. This is the rest of his room. I want to give an example of how to store boxes without cluttering your setup. Congratulations, you did it. That's nice. And then the next photo, this is where all of a sudden he's like a deer hunter, with freaking medals galore and camo. I mean, he doesn't have sheets for his bed, which, actually, it's not camouflage. That's just like tree branches and shit like that.
He doesn't have a bed. You can't see it.
But what I was going to say when I looked at this was, feels like a complete different room. None of your hobbies, none of your interests or anything like that is shown in your setup. And I think that's kind of a missed opportunity. Put like some dead deer or something,
Someone was asking where the mouse is, and that's true. I don't see the mouse. Unless it's like hiding.
Guys, he uses a controller. Jesus. No. Yeah, that's a great point. I didn't realize it either. That's fucking weird. Maybe he killed it because it's a mouse. So, yeah, and everyone's saying in chat, hopefully those aren't participation trophies, because otherwise...
They look legit.
They do look pretty legit, because they're pretty tall.
Yeah, he's got some motorbike ones and all that.
But, see, that's the thing.
You don't get trophies for being second place in dirt bike competition. No.
You don't. Chelsea, let's see. Kelsey Kill Kid 5, that's a weird name, said this is kind of a weird setup. And it's true, because this photo and the previous photo are like, okay, yeah. But then you look at the actual setup and you're like, that doesn't look like it's part of the room.
No.
Like, it doesn't match anything. It's you lost a lot of points on theme and whatnot because you missed opportunity here. So, whatever did.
I don't know what that TV would be used for, though. Like, is he like tilting his head around and when he watches on his bed or something like that?
Yeah, he's half on his bed. He's like, that also is a great point. That makes no sense at all. So, next set of the day, submitted by Kyle. He's 15. Tom, what's the theme?
He loves pictures.
Come on, what's the theme, man?
City.
He said it's such an obvious theme, and I was like,
minimalist.
If you zoom in, you can see it's New York City pictures, but they're not actual pictures.
It's a wallpaper.
He said that he took those photos.
No way.
He said he took those, and then...
Suck it, Kyle.
I guess, if he's being honest, he took the photos and then made this thing in like Photoshop or something, and then and then printed out.
You're telling me he got to the middle of the street and had all that perfectly lined up?
Yeah, he's like, can I get 4 taxis front and center? Let's go. And he literally told me he did that, and he made this, apparently.
Kyle, no.
So, first off,
you're not fooling anybody.
That's so corny how it looks like because in real life, why would you fucking frame the same picture 85 times and have it go repeated like that, No,
yeah.
But this Kyle is apparently a pro photographer. He only shoots yellow. 15.
Yeah, no way.
Hey, you're telling me you want to zoom in on the one photo of the taxi just on the freeway. You want to tell me he didn't do that? He didn't like parachute off.
When I was 15, I wasn't even allowed to go to New York City.
You're telling me he didn't jump off of a helicopter, parachute down, mid-parachute, line up the shot, and get it. You're telling me that, Tom.
Yeah, I guess I am. I'm sorry. I just don't believe you, Kyle.
You know what? I'm going to have to agree with you, Tom.
And he was telling me that he did this photo, too. He took that picture of that car and did all this
no editing
effects. No, yeah, there's actually no editing to it.
Here's the thing, though, Kyle. Hopefully you weren't talking about another photo that you took, because I don't see anything. Like, I'm pretty sure these were all the photos, but... yeah, I mean, I look at the setup. It's pretty simple, straight to the point. There's no mouse pad. It's really white on white on white on white on white. And this day and age, you can't be doing that. No, I'm just kidding. But really, it's simple. There's not a lot to it. It's a cool setup. But hey, let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section, and we'll go from there. Cool, far back photo though. But again, third photo.
Yeah.
But we don't see any other photos, so yeah, I don't know why you always lying. Next set of the day, submitted by Marcus17. He was on episode 89. This was the setup when he was on episode 89. He was like, hey, I'm gonna be on episode 102 and make some changes. And then he was like, all right, here we go. And I kind of called him out. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of a dick to him, because I said, first off, overkill display wise. I was like, do you really use them all? But not only that, I called him out because he copied Yazid almost exactly with the left side there, the left table, the wrapped consoles, headphones, literally exact same thing. You know, his speakers in this photo as well getting cut off. He really, he just kind of copied Dizzy, and you know, he tried to make it his own. He tried to do the Star Wars theme, which was cool, but it was pretty obvious, you know, where he got a lot of inspiration from, and that's fine. It's okay to get inspiration, but at the same time, you got to make it your own, because do you want to sit at a setup that, you know, really isn't what you want?
No, yeah, it's completely obvious. Like, yeah, it's Star Wars, everybody does. Red and black, everybody does. But it's, you know, it's to be unique is the tough part.
Yeah. So he took a lot of my feedback, and I've seen on setupaddicts.com. He was doing a lot of updates, a lot of big changes, and he made a lot of condensing movements. That's how you would say it. Let's check it out. Bam! Bam! Nickelodeon. Yeah, he's down to one monitor. Go figure. Somebody with 5 displays decided he only needed one. Not kind of funny. So, what I like about this, and wow, the chat is extremely nice right now. This is very odd to see in my community. People are like, dude, this is it. I'm telling you, the simplicity, just so much better. It's just so good now. And the left poster, first off, seeing the Last Jedi poster in a setup already is so cool, because it's not even out yet, and it's like, you know, I'm pretty sure they just released those posters like
that's really cool.
Like a few days ago, I think. And he's got the flash and the middle. I mean, look at the pop vinyls, the way they're displayed. It's super nice. Maybe you could have found like a cooler centerpiece, but I actually think that's just good enough, you know. The textured wallpaper behind, super cool. You know, really every little piece of it's nice. He kept the wrapped products and stuff. The little hints of, you know, his previous setups are still there, but in a much better way. And I feel like it makes so much more sense, and it really ties itself together. So I really like it. One thing I was wondering about, like maybe utilizing that left side a little bit more. I don't mean necessarily you have to do, you know, symmetry with the shelving on the left, on the right side, but I don't know, just something, because I feel like it just kind of like cuts off. You know what I mean?
I could definitely see that. Yeah, the right side has the shelves, but there's nothing on the left side. Maybe the door's right there, and because I kind of see like a little like.
Yeah, I don't know what it looks like. Yeah. That could definitely be it. I mean, I'm gonna go back to previous setup photos. Oh my god, what the fuck is wrong with this? See, I don't think so though, because go to the previous setup. He's got a desk there.
Yeah, that's true actually.
So if your door is there, then that wouldn't be the smartest thing to do in the world. So I think, you know, do some symmetry in the setup, and it will definitely kind of tie the knot. Put a cherry on top. It's gonna be real nice. But I don't think it's like do or die. I think he's kind of got it set up. So I want to know in the chat, what do you guys think of the setup? Do you think it's 100? I really want to know. And if you don't think it's 100, tell me why. Because I look at it, breaking it down category by category, starting off cable management. Double signum usage, extremely nice. We don't see cables anywhere. Anywhere. I'm telling you, man. Out of sight, out of mind. Everything on his desk is something he uses. Usability. Single display. Speakers in a great spot. Console super easy to use. PC's easy to get to. Headphones are right there. Everything you possibly need is right there. He's got drawers galore. He's like, you might think I'm a boss? I got 20. You know, he opens up the drawers. Super, super, super easy. Accessories. Again, headphones, speakers. He's got LEDs. He's got every possible red and black thing you could even think of. He's got the really nice mouse pad, the peripherals, really nice monitor. Then, theme. You can't tell me you don't know what this guy's into. It's pretty straightforward. He loves black and red. He loves Star Wars. He loves comic-related things, whether it's DC, Marvel, whatever. It's there. It's on the setup. It's extremely nice. So looking at what people are saying right now, because this is very interesting to me, and people get mad when I give hundreds. You know, someone said wallpaper is boring. if you're talking about the wallpaper on the PC, you literally make no sense at all, because that is pretty irrelevant to the setup at the end of the day. Okay, good comment from Big Carl. This is something I was actually going to get at. He has double Alex drawers on the right side, which is fine, but you see the desk kind of cuts off, and then all of a sudden the PC's there. So part of me is like, oh, put another Alex drawer on the left side, but, you know, that's not the end of the world. But it is interesting. Let's see. Lose a points for symmetry. That's what someone's saying. A lot of people are saying 100. A lot of people saying 99. Someone said 96 because of the Alex drawer to the right. You take 4 points off because that doesn't make sense. Left wall brings it to a 98, 1 point for each shelf he should have. Wow. 97,
not
99.
everybody needs a mic. I see people saying like, no mic, no mic. It's like not everybody is
if he's
doing
not a
stuff.
streamer or YouTuber, he doesn't need that. Speakers are a little strange. I mean, they're speakers.
Yeah, and they're in a good spot. They have their own freaking shelf for it, for God's sake.
Yeah, the rise is really, really nice. People are saying, let's see, wall's a bit dirty. Underneath it does look a little bit dirty, but I just think that's normal wear and tear. We've seen that in almost every setup. I don't know. I'm reading what a lot of people are saying. A lot of people seem, I'm going to be honest, a lot of people seem a little jealous.
Well, let me ask this. If this was your setup, would you give yourself 100? That's asking the chat.
Well, yeah. If they'd be like, you give me 100.
Like, try to think from his point of view, where it's like, you know, I did everything I needed to do, you know, without going overboard. Like, would I give myself 100? I would.
Yeah, you know, the more I read chat, it just seems like some really jealous people. And a lot of people are saying yes. I'd give myself a 98.
Because you gotta think.
Wow, 2 people said I'd give myself a 98.
He came from that, so it's like, it's not like he just got the setup and it was done. It's like he worked up to it, and I think that, let alone, we should give him 100.
And here's the thing, though. People keep saying, like, I'd do something different if it was my setup. It's not your set. It's his interest, his choice. We're just saying, if your setup was this, like, you go through the checklist and it's check, and you can get 100, wouldn't you be pretty pissed off? So, someone said, how old is he? He's only 17. So, I'm going to give him 100. That's it. It's, I'm pretty sure, that's the second or third?
That's the third.
Third 100 in Pimp My Setup history. There we go. So, I like it. You know what? You might not like the textured wallpaper. You might not like the speakers. You might not like the LEDs in the PC. It's not your setup, you know? And that's the whole point. This is what he likes. His interests. Did a great job. Marcus, congrats. 100. All right, final setup of the day, submitted by, remember Ethan earlier? His name is literally, and this is, I'm not being disrespectful or anything, his name is literally Phoopa. But Phoopa. So instead of like, you know, Ethan H3H3, Phoopa, I mean, his name is literally Phoopa, so I thought that was super cool. 19 years old, he's a computer engineering major who enjoys hiking, biking, gaming, and watching anime. You can find him at datematch.com. So, yeah, Phoopa, made it out of clay. Take a look at this setup. I think he did a great job really kind of bringing together this whole Oriental theme. I really think he nailed it, personally. All the stuff up on the wall between even the little plant, the pots, the little cat thing, the shade behind and stuff like that. I think he nailed that. But still a little bit you could do to improve it. Again, I say this every episode. I don't know anything about anime. I'm not a fan of anime. It's not because I think anime is stupid. I just personally never had an interest in it. But, you know, the stuff on the left is interesting. But maybe frame some of that stuff, kind of neaten it out, because I can see that left piece is sticking out a little. It's German. But, you know, it's cool. Maybe not the best way to put stuff up, but it's cool. And I don't know if that's what he graduated in, his robe or whatever. You know, maybe there's another spot for it, like a closet or something.
Yeah.
Instead of right up against your setup. But hey, the desk looks like, you know, something a school gives you, you know, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not sure I'm a fan of the riser for the monitor unless your neck is literally equivalent to a giraffe, which is fine if it is. It's just, it seems a lot higher. Like, it's a really, really tall riser. And then the speakers being shoved in there. I don't know about that. Those are so small anyway. They're probably like... He's like, oh, shit. Yeah, he's like, let me just turn it up real quick. He's like, I love this song! But yeah, I think it's cool in terms of, like, you know, they got the headphone stands, the different accessories and things like that. Another setup that I was talking about with the cable management, he's got random boxes there, like shoe boxes and stuff. I don't know what that's for, if it's holding something up, if it's for the cables, because there is a hack. You just gotta put cables into a shoebox and call it a day. So I don't know if that's what you're doing, but I would definitely get rid of that because it kind of makes it a little bit messier than it needs to be. Which you really... Hello!
It's kind of dirty now that I'm looking at it.
Well, that's where his nasty ass feet go.
Don't talk about Phoopa like that.
I'm just kidding, Phoopa. But I do think it's cool. You know, whether you like that stuff or not, I do think he did a great job with kind of like... I think this might be like a dorm setup. Because that desk kind of looks like... And seems to be like his all-in-one. Like, this is my...
Where is his door? Like, where does he leave?
I think where he's standing is his door.
Because it's like, not a lot of areas you can
He's like, how do I get out of here?
He's got everything the way I want it. Oh, wait, can't get out now.
Yeah, he's like, guys!
Sometimes you're on a screen, you can like move over like a sliding door, and you exit that way. But you know it's being blocked. So
yeah, I don't. That's actually a good point. I'm pretty sure it's right where he is.
Yeah.
You know, people are saying the rest of the room looks a little messy, but that's why I think I honestly think it's his dorm or something like that. Maybe
like
it's like an apartment
his, like, room. Yeah.
It might be like a single room thing. So he has to put everything on the right side, kind of like shove it all together, and he's kind of trying to make 3 rooms into one.
Yeah, like he doesn't have a closet, so you know he has to put his clothes somewhere.
Yeah, so that's probably what it is. I think it's really cool though, considering you made it yours. Again, we're not going to see this on anybody else's setup, so good job. Even though people in the chat are kind of being dicks about it, very cool. I really like it. So there we go, an interesting episode of Pimp My Setup. But now let's go for the scores. First setup: Ron 90. Kobe, 84. Stefan, 86. Ethan, 88. Dustin, 84. Kyle, 82. Marcus, 100. And Phoopa, 86. Which I think was actually maybe a little too nice. Not
maybe.
Very cool, though. I really enjoyed it. Again, for once, unique setups, interesting, high-scoring setups. Really cool. I like it. So thanks for watching this episode of Pimp My Setup, episode number 246. July 16, 2017. I'm Matt Philly. Check me out on Twitter at Matt Philly. That's producer Tom. Check him out at Thomas Philly on Twitter. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later.